boy Crypto, the People's Channel, home of the BitSquad, the largest and greatest crypto community in all of the interwebs. Guys, and on this channel, our goal is to help you find financial freedom through crypto assets. My name is Frankie Candles, and I'm going to be your fill-in host. Shout out to DZ. I believe he's on his way to Colorado right now. But guys, we have an awesome show for you tonight. We got some really good topics and an amazing panel. Starting off in the top right, we have the one, the only Cryptostache, who just told us he is the neighborhood Halloween haunted house. Yes, the master, which is awesome. We're gonna have to come visit you, Stash, and check that out. And then right underneath, we have Crypto Keeper, who hosts my favorite TA show. I mean, other than mine, Around the Charts on his Debate Crypto YouTube channel. Awesome show with awesome guests as well. And then moving on to the bottom left, we have Piano Matty B, who sang us a beautiful, beautiful song as he won last time I hosted. It was amazing. And then last but not least, in the upper left, we have our resident crypto writer, AJ Pleasington, or AJ Writes Crypto. Thank you guys all for joining us, guys. We have a great show for you tonight. We're talking about some really, really good topics. One of them might be talking about, is the Bitcoin bear market almost over? And then we're going to be talking about Elon Musk dealing with some legal problems with the whole Twitter acquisition. And then we're talking about Konami getting into Web3. Super, super interesting show. Super excited to have these guests on. And don't forget, guys, smash that like button if you want to see this Bitcoin pump continue. I had some super exciting price action yesterday. But let's go ahead and start off with a little market watch here. Let's see that black and white plane go around the globe. And let's go ahead and start off not with the top gainers. We got Bitcoin coming in at 19,300. I was going to say, that seems off. $19,194, down about 1%. We got Ethereum coming in at 1301, up about 0.5% on the day. Obviously, we had some pretty crazy price swings yesterday. Absolute dump followed by an absolute pump. And now we're just kind of correcting. But moving on here, let's check our top gainers real quick. Is that top gainers or top losers? Oh, God. Yeah, top gainers. We got, we'll just start with the green ones, I guess. Lido up about 3%. We got CeeLo up 3%. And Cosmo, shout out to TJ, up about 1%. And then Quant also up about 3%. But, guys, let's go ahead and jump into our first topic, which is going to be Bitcoin analyst Philip Swift says the bear market will only last another 2 to 3 more months maximum, which could be, a little bit of hopium, but maybe not. You never know. But, a look into Bitcoin creator Philip Swift says on-chain data is showing there is light at the end of the tunnel for Bitcoin holders. In a fresh interview with Cointelegraph's, Swift revealed insights into what the data is telling analysts and what traders should pay attention to as a result. Now, he was looking at a lot of, on-chain indicators, as a lot of these bottom indicators have been flashing that the bottom could potentially already be in. And then let's go ahead. I want to throw it right over to Matty B first. Now, we got some, as I just said, we got some wild price swings yesterday off of that, CPI report. And we had a quick dump with a quick rebound. Now, do you believe we found a bottom, or are you expecting to come a little bit further down in this bear market?
That's a good question, Frankie. Thanks for asking. Here's the thing. It's an unpopular opinion, but I think we have a good year. So, I mean, optimistically speaking, 2 or 3 months, yeah, maybe we'll hit the bottom, and then it's kind of like a spaceship hitting the bottom of Mariana's Trench. Boof. And then the door slowly comes down. Boof. And then you got to walk on the bottom of Mariana's Trench for a good year or so. So I think to a certain degree, it's hopium. But I mean, listen, everything I say, I hope I'm wrong. So again, I hope I'm wrong about it. And maybe it is 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, I love that answer. I like that you compared it to Mariana's Trench with that, because I always say You get those big capitulations, it scares all the retail out of the market, and then once you get that capitulation, they kind of just bore the rest of whoever's crazy enough to stick around. They bore you out with that sideways action, as we've seen in previous bear markets. But Keeper, I want to throw it right to you, because I know when it talks, when it gets to talking about the bottom, a lot of people like to talk about, the 4-year cycle, and this time's different, or no, that it has to follow the 4-year cycle. And do you believe in are you in the camp that the 4-year cycle is a thing and will hold up in this cycle? And do you even see, resemblances between each cycle that we've had so far?
Yeah, so thanks for having me on the show as always.
Of course.
I am a believer in the 4-year cycle. Until it's broken, it has proven itself to be true. And so technical analysis will tell you the trend is your friend until the end. And in this instance, I would say that that's kind of a similar type of idea. As far as like the bottom actually being in, or we only have a couple months left of the bear market, on the same note, technical analysis also ultimately is a way to show human emotion, or to predict maybe how humans would react to any certain given set of circumstances. It's supposed to take the emotion out of it, but really it's showing you this is what people will or would do. Right. And I don't know how on God's green earth with everything that we have going on right now, how we don't have more pain, or at least a lot more, a lot longer time to sit down around these numbers or lower, just because of everything that's going on. You can't go back in heavy onto risk on assets when we have, the threat of world war happening right now, or nuclear war, or whatever you want to say. You can't go into any of those type of ideas in any sort of meaningful manner with the things that are happening in the rest of our world right now. So yeah, I mean, I can't see possibly how. I think this was a filler. I think this was possibly a news article to, let people know, hey, we're still thinking about you. We really want to get back there, but I just don't see any freaking way. And again, just like Matty B said, I hope that I am wrong. I would love to see this turn around, but I got to tell you, I don't see it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I would 100% agree. And it's, I am a little bit torn on whether the bottom is in right now. However, I'm pretty open about this. I don't think it's as important. We're obviously, over 70% down from the all-time high. So in my opinion, I'm slowly DCAing into the market. And then if we do get that another leg down, maybe I will dump a bigger bag in. But we haven't gotten that 85% correction, right? So if the 4-year cycle is going to continue to repeat itself as similarly as it has in the past, that would be one thing pointing that, we're not quite there yet. And then that 12 to 14K level that everyone's talking about would actually give us that move. So, but, we do have those macro indicators that we're talking about with that Phillips was talking about. A lot of these are flashing that the bottom's in, but like you said, these things are right until they're not. The trend is your friend until the end. So absolutely awesome answer. I appreciate that one. Now, Stash, I do want to throw it to you. During yesterday's commotion, we saw Bitcoin dominance get as high as 41.8%. Do you think we'll continue to see Bitcoin's dominance continue to rise?
I think that, Bitcoin in general is probably going to keep a fairly large slice of our industry forever. I don't think that, we're going to get to a point where, everyone talks about the flippening of Bitcoin use. It's not going to happen, guys. I mean, as much as I like ETH too, it's a completely different instrument. But I do not think that it's ever going to get to a point where, it's going to flip Bitcoin, and, Ethereum will be the dominant coin out there, and Bitcoin will play a second fiddle.
Clip that.
It's simply not going to
clip
happen.
that.
You clip it all day long. It's not
clip
going
it,
to
baby,
happen.
because clip it. It's absolutely happening. Clip it.
And here's the reason why. The reason why is because there are a lot of chains that operate and do the same things that Ethereum does, including their somewhat competing layer twos. We'll not say necessarily competing, but that do the same thing that Ethereum wants to do, which is essentially be a technical layer that allows you to develop things on top of blockchain technology. And the coins that are competing with Bitcoin for what Bitcoin does are not necessarily that there's less of them, but they don't have the same kind of penetration in the mainstream market. We're not going to see a lot of money being flowing into those things as much as we're seeing with Bitcoin being this stable. Now, when we talk about okay, well, sure, institutions, they'll go and pump bags of some of these other shit coins that are out there. But when you talk about a long-term macro look at what Bitcoin is going to do and how it's going and what role it's going to play in society as we're going through these massive economic changes as we are right now, people are going to look to one thing. They're not going to want to spread out their money across all these different things and gamble. That's for us degens that are in this industry right now, which is funny. That's why everyone thinks, oh no, Stash, you're wrong doing this. Like, because you're not taking into account what the mainstream mentality actually is. And it's the mainstream mentality is not a bunch of fucking degens like everybody here in chat. And so I think that that's what we're going to see here in a very macro long-term respect. Now, when it comes to the dominance of Bitcoin, I mean, yeah, will it fluctuate? Of course, it's going to fluctuate. As you know, things cycle in and out, right? When we've seen this traditionally, where money flows into Bitcoin and flows out of alts, and then flows out of Bitcoin and back into alts, and we see that kind of cycle. And we talk about this 4-year cycle. Is it going to continue? Of course it is. It's literally built into the damn code. Why don't you guys realize this shit? It has nothing to do with TA or about charts or anything like that. It's literally built into the code. Every 4 years, rewards are going to be halved. That's all you need to know. And you can extrapolate everything based upon that, because every 4 years, for sure, we're going to see some sort of massive trim because of the lack of liquidity we have with new Bitcoins being put into the system.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the big debate of the Bitcoin flippening. Will it happen? Will it not happen? But yeah, like you said, programmed into the code. Every time I get someone that questions me and they don't know about crypto, they're like, "What do you mean it's in a bear market? You know it's going to go up at this time. How could you possibly predict that?" And I'm like, "It's called the halving, and it's simple supply and demand." So I do like that you brought that up. Now, AJ, I want to throw it over to you. Now, Swift puts the bear market at a limit of another 2 to 3 months. Do you generally agree with this, or are you what are you expecting in the next 2 to 3 months?
Well, that would be nice, but man, what's that guy's name again? Peter what? Peter what's his name? I'm asking.
Swift.
Okay,
I think it's Peter. Yeah.
Well,
you're talking about Philip Swift.
Yeah, Philip. Okay, Philip. I knew it wasn't Peter.
Call him Peter. Just call him Peter.
Yeah,
Screw
Peter.
it.
Peter.
Whatever his name is. Whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Whatever his name is, he's wrong. Because it's great to have a daily dose of hopium, but let's be honest, we were talking about the halving. The next halving's not till March of 24, which would put the next bull run at November 25. It's October 22. It's October 22. We got a long way to go. We got a lot of boredom. What they're going to do, they're going to bore the hell out of us as long as they possibly can to get everyone in retail that they're going to flush out all the weak hands. And only the people that are in it for the long haul are going to be there when it goes back up. And everyone knows this. This is common sense. This guy is just getting his name in the news, and hey, we're talking about him, so he did a good job. But I think he's high.
Yeah, it's definitely a split topic for sure. But again, talking about those 4-year cycles, they have repeated themselves very, very accurately. And you could go on the charts and just go back to 2017, 2018, measure some things out. You'll see how closely they come together. Now, not that means that it's 100% guaranteed. Nothing's 100% guaranteed. But like Keeper just said, until it's proven wrong, it's proven itself time and time again. Until it proves itself to not be true anymore, that's when you can start factoring in other options. But moving on to our next topic, we have the Musk and Twitter deal sparks federal investigation. Now, obviously, Elon Musk is acquiring Twitter. Elon Musk is now reportedly under investigation by federal authorities over his conduct in the massive $44 billion deal with Twitter. A recent filing from Twitter seeks to unearth critical documents that Musk might be holding back from the social media firm. Twitter claims that Musk refused to hand over the documents that were requested in September this year, citing investigative privilege. Now, I thought this was really interesting because we talked about this on the morning show today, and it kind of reminded me. I said, "Oh no, are we about to see another multi-year lawsuit?" Kind of reminds me of the XRP lawsuit. And is there bigger motives here at play? Everyone knows that Elon Musk is looking to kind of clean up Twitter of these bots and a lot of the problems that it has, and maybe some people at the top don't like that. But Matty B, I want to throw it right to you. Now, do you think too much attention has been put on Musk and this Twitter deal? Because we've been hearing about this forever. It's always in the news. Do you think it's kind of getting overblown, too much attention?
Well, yes and no. I think it's a big deal if he takes Twitter and makes it a censorship-free platform. I think that's maybe the biggest deal that has come along in a long time. But I mean, at the same time, Nancy Pelosi is inside trading with her drunken husband upwards of hundreds of millions of dollars, and no one shines a light on that. So it's all just this massive smokescreen to get people either against Musk or against Twitter or against censorship-free platform. But at the end of the day, all lights should be shining on Nancy Pelosi, please.
I would have to agree with you there. They're worried about Elon Musk. Meanwhile, all that stuff is going on. Pretty interesting. And I also, kind of what you just talked about, going right over to Keeper, kind of bleeds in. Now, what I was talking about before, kind of thinking, maybe some people at the top know that Elon Musk is into decentralization. He wants to clean up Twitter, and they know this. Do you think they are giving him a hard time because they know that he's trying to, he's obviously for crypto and, trying to clean up Twitter and make it, more of a free speech platform? Do you think that's kind of why he's getting this attention and legally?
Yes. There is not a doubt in my mind. This is 100%. People joke around and say I should change my name on TikTok to Politics Keeper because I talk a lot of politics, right? But ultimately, it all plays into our financial system, right? That all the decisions that are made in these upper echelon, these elite that they make affects everything down below it. And I think you have somebody as powerful, as wealthy as Elon Musk comes out and says, hey, listen, I'm going to buy one of the most, widely used social media platforms. I'm going to take it private and I'm going to allow people to say whatever they want to say. That has to be absolutely terrifying our authoritarianistic government. We are moving closer and closer towards, I won't even use the word because YouTube might censor us, but starts with a C and ends with communism, right? We're headed closer and closer in that direction. And it's scary, right? And so when you have somebody that's threatening that narrative, when you have somebody that's saying, hey, I'm going to give this back to the people, I'm going to allow the people to be able to speak their minds, to be able to speak something other than the news media wants pushed out there, 1000%, it is a threat. And so also on the other side of it, it's not just the attack on free speech, it's an attack on the financial system as we know it, the legacy financial system, because you have that same person come in that, hey, side note, he has Starlink. So theoretically, if he took this private, he could theoretically take it private, allow people to say anything and everything that they want to say, and give them internet access to it, and there would be nothing that they could do about it theoretically. So on the financial side of things, now take that same equation and put a man in Elon Musk that says, you know what, screw the legacy financial system. I am crypto-centric. I believe in the movement that is crypto. I want to give that back to the people as well. I mean, it absolutely has to be. They have to be shaking in their boots. It's like Andrew Tate on steroids, right? Speaking truth, giving people truth, and talking about and giving the opportunity to take away from the financial system as we know it. Yeah, they are scared, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would have to agree with you there, Keeper, 100%. Now, Stash, I want to throw it right to you. We do have to move on to our next topic shortly here. However, Musk has also, obviously we just spoke about this, shown interest in making Twitter a free speech platform. Now, do you think even if this deal goes through and he winds up acquiring Twitter, do you think this is even something that's possible if the deal does go through?
No.
I like the sound effects. Let's go.
Waiting for some gold there.
All
That's it. Final answer.
Look, man. Yeah, final answer. I mean, Elon Musk is just a really good target. I think people just like messing with him. He's very public. He's out there. He's got tons of millions of followers, tons of money. Of course you want to mess with him. Like if this was like some corporate to corporate deal without a figurehead like him, kind of pushing the boundaries and doing it publicly, nobody would have batted an eye, and Twitter would have been in the hands of whatever company was trying to acquire them. So.
Yeah, I would agree. I think it's Elon Musk. It's good news, right? You put that out, it's going to get a lot of hits. If Google wanted to buy it or whoever wanted to buy it, it probably would have just happened. No one would have known. It'd be like, oh, now it's owned by this person. I would totally agree.
Now, drama,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's good for ratings. That's probably why, in my opinion, why we see this pushed into the news so often is probably people click it.
Well, it's the same reason why you see like the SEC going after like a Kim Kardashian, right? It makes headlines. They go after somebody who's not a celebrity. It's not going to make headlines. Old Gary Gensler over there, man, he loves the attention. And these regulatory bodies are really loving the attention they have on them right now. So instead of doing their job, they're jerking around here with some of these people that they really just shouldn't probably be wasting their time with at this point. Maybe make some actual regulations that make sense, or some sweeping change to existing regulations to help the common man, versus worrying about multi-billionaires that, like, who cares? Like, you got all the money in the world. Like, really, what does it matter? Like, slap him on the wrist. Who cares? Like, who doesn't care?
Yeah. So, oh no, you find Kim Kardashian, however much money, it doesn't matter. Yeah, totally agree. But AJ, I want to throw it over to you now. Do you think, if this deal goes through, do you think this is ultimately going to be a good thing for Twitter? Right, because changing acquiring a company, changing all this stuff about Twitter could completely change the platform, from top to bottom. Do you think this is going to be a good thing for Twitter?
Yeah, I think it'd be a great thing for Twitter, just because I know if it actually became a, quote, free speech platform, a bunch of people would say what's on their minds, and then most people would lose their minds, and I would enjoy laughing at that conversation from the sideline. Like they say, it's silly. Like this week we were given a lesson on free speech because our good old fellow pal Alex Jones is getting hit for $1 billion for saying what was on his mind, and even though it was wrong, he got charged $1 billion over words. I mean, regardless of what the words were, like, whatever, words, people. And it has a, I'm not going to pick a side on that, but I'm just pointing it out that free speech is supposed to be free speech, and end of the story, that there should be nothing else to that. And I think that if Elon took over and it actually did become something that was free speech, we would really see like a painting and a caricature of what it's supposed to be, like, at the same time. And Dogecoin could be Dogecoin to the moon. Shout out to my homie Zach on Twitter, who is a Dogecoin maxi, and he would be pretty happy if that became like the paying platform for Twitter. I think that would be cool. I like Doge.
Yeah, absolutely. We were talking on the morning show. We covered a story about, people thinking Elon Musk was Satoshi, and somebody commented in the chat. They said, Bitcoin was the joke. That's the meme coin. Dogecoin is the one that's going to come to the top. I thought that was pretty funny. But moving on to our last topic here, guys. Konami gaming expands into Web3 and Metaverse. This is pretty interesting. Konami has announced they plan on launching a platform focused on allowing users to trade in-game NFTs. The company noted that they are currently recruiting talent for the system construction and service development, which they will provide new experiences with Web3 and Metaverse. And then let's see. Prior to this, Konami had already established presence in the NFT market by releasing a number of NFTs in January to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the Castlevania series, which was an old game, I believe. Now, Matty, I want to start off with you. According to Finbold, blockchain and metaverse projects received $1.3 billion in investments over the course of Q3. Do you see that number continuing to grow?
Well, the thing is with video games is that my experience lies in trying to keep my 7-year-old son off them 24/7, because that's all he wants to do. So I know that the future is in gaming. The future is Web3. I know it's a huge deal. I don't think anything's going to stop it. And I think money's going to be pouring in ad nauseum as we move forward. I think that's maybe the big player moving into the next bull run.
I love it. Yeah, you're able to see that it's the future, but I totally see, with kids nowadays, my parents thought it was hard to keep me off video games when I was a kid. I could only imagine nowadays that it's more of a widely accepted thing. Once video games started making money, once the good players started making money, that whole argument of don't do that, go get a job or make some money, do something constructive, totally goes out the window. With that being said, Keeper, I want to throw it over to you. Now, of the 10 biggest gaming companies, Konami comes in at number 9. With a market valuation of $3.2 billion, could this move help it gain more market dominance?
Well, I mean, theoretically, for sure. I think that moving over into the Web3 space is a necessary thing. It is the thing to do. NFTs are all the rage right now, and any company that's not seeing that is blind, and or they just are set in their ways and don't want to move towards it. I think, which would be crazy. I think it'll be interesting though to see who does rise to the top because of Web3. And I don't even know. Stash is probably the best person to answer this, but I don't even know. Is that going to be what's going to propel? Or are we just going to continue to still have these fantastic video games in Web 2? The streaming services are going to continue to keep killing it in terms of, bringing in money and focus on their games, etc. I think that for the everyday person, for you and I think Web 3 is absolutely a beautiful thing for gaming. And I think that for the the average, the layman, right, it's pretty cool to be able to make some money on a video game. It's cool to be able to have an asset and be able to possibly transfer it from one game to another, or a platform onto an actual game. But I have no idea how long it's going to be before they're actually able to create a true AAA game in which you can take NFTs, insert them into the game, and actually be able to use it the way that people project that you're going to be able to use it. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Maybe Stash will tell us when it kicks over to him.
Absolutely. We got Stash, the resident NFT expert. But thank you for that, Keeper. Appreciate it. And Stash, I want to throw it over to you now. With do you think with legacy gaming companies like Konami, do you think them getting into the crypto and Web3 space, do you think this could kind of breathe new life into older classic game titles? Because they were releasing those NFTs that we just spoke about over the Castlevania 25th anniversary. Do you think it's going to kind of breathe new life into those older titles? Maybe a James Bond or 007 GoldenEye revamp or something?
Let's go.
GoldenEye NFTs, man. I mean, they're going to look like shit, but that'll be pretty cool. Like, I don't know if you guys remember the graphics quality on that game.
Yo, my God.
It doesn't matter. The good thing about that, man, is I still play that game on the original. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's still a lot of fun. I think that in general, the retro gaming scene is huge. If you guys don't know how big the retro gaming scene is, it is massive, guys. I'm a big fan of retro games. So I think that there's definitely a market there when you talk about some of these older brands coming back. Atari has done a bunch of blockchain stuff, and while there's some of them been questionable in my opinion, I still think that there's a lot there. And so seeing a seminal brand like Konami coming out and doing some of this stuff and wanting to be more involved, I think it totally makes sense, and it could really be something that vaults them back into the spotlight. So yeah, I do think that NFTs and blockchain for some of these legacy brands is going to be a great way to kind of reinvigorate these, classic brands or some of these classic games. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Castlevania. I don't know if you guys remember this, but maybe a month or so ago, Marin was on here and we were talking about that, and she was like, we were talking about, and she didn't know what Castlevania was. And I was like, "Are you kidding me? You've never heard of Castlevania?" And she goes, "Oh, you mean the anime series?" And I'm just like, but so maybe this will help at least educate some people that are not don't understand things about games about some of the cool stuff that they've missed out on if they're not gamers. And NFTs could easily do that, I think. So I would love to see Konami come back and do something. I mean, they've already done some limited stuff, and I think we'll see most major gaming companies do what they're doing: is test the waters with something a little bit, poke at it like, "Hey, all right, are people gonna like this? No, okay, let's not. Pull back. All right, no, we're back in it again. We're back in it again." Ubisoft just did the exact same thing. So yeah, I do think it'll be a trend that we'll see more and more.
Absolutely. I would love to see, GoldenEye 007 NFTs. Like you said, they'd be about 4 pixels a piece, but still a very, very fun game. Haven't played it in a while, but definitely still a fun game. Now, AJ, I want to throw it over to you. Now, we've already seen Ubisoft and Sega doing the same as Konami in building a Web3 presence. Now, if you've been in crypto and you're somewhat of a gamer, or you even know gamers, for some reason, gamers just hate on NFTs. They don't like crypto. Do you think with all these gaming companies starting to get into the space, we'll start to win over some of that gaming community?
Well, as many hours of my childhood as I spent as Johnny Cage, as much time in high school as I spent as Ezio Auditore, it's not enough. It's not enough. And the thing is that gaming companies aren't going to be able to sway in the gamers. The gaming companies, we're going to need the top games say, "Guess what, guys? This next game, it's crypto," and they're going to have to play it whether they like it or not. And what I mean by that, I said this last time, when V-Bucks in Fortnite becomes a crypto, then we'll be onto something. When the money in Grand Theft Auto 6 is a crypto, or Grand Theft Auto 8, I don't know when it will happen, but when that happens, then the game, it'll be game on. But traditional gamers, I know gamers, they don't care. They don't care. They just want the best game they can get. And it's not going to take a crypto project that has a game in it to get the gamers to come to it. It's going to be the good gaming, the good AAA games deciding to add crypto to their game. And that's the only way we're going to get there.
Yeah, great answer. I couldn't imagine if they made Warzone crypto friendly. I don't think anyone's going to stop playing Warzone anytime soon, or even better yet, Fortnite, which is essentially set up for this without the actual blockchain backing. So
and Epic Games is getting in heavily into crypto. You know, they've done a couple things already. Maybe it is leading up. Maybe Fortnite will eventually. That would be awesome. That'd be great.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Also, not shocking to me at all. If I were to pick one game to be the first one to jump into actually incorporating, NFTs or something like that, an actual digital currency into their games, I would have to say Fortnite. Would not be surprised if Fortnite was the first one. But guys, I think that's. Oh, did we skip that question? Oh, Matty B, I apologize. Oh wait, no, we did ask Matty B. No,
we did.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we did. Whew, scared me. I was like,
remember, I keep my kid off video games 24 hours.
That's right. That's right. But guys, that is all the time we have for tonight's show, and we did not forget Matty B. But who is our winner tonight? We've got Stash. Stash is our winner. Take it away. You have the stage. Tell the people what they need to hear.
Well, I will say that happy Halloween to everybody, because I won't be here for the next 2 weeks. I love Halloween, and go make sure you guys go check out my Twitter, because I do a massive custom installation at my house where I make all these cool decorations ourselves. We make props, things that move, and I really enjoy doing it. So make sure you guys go look on my Twitter for that and follow me so you can watch my journey of building all that stuff, and then the video when I post it up here after Halloween. So happy Halloween, guys. Stay safe out there.
All right. I'm actually interested. I'm definitely going to check that out. I love those Halloween setups at the front of the house. But guys, with all that being said, that's all the time we got for tonight. Like I said, my name is Frankie Candles, and I will be going live right now, or at about 6:15. I just got to run over to that studio, going live, doing 2 hours of TA. If you guys want to get some insights into the market, smash that like button on your way out. Thank you to all our guests. Follow their YouTube channels. Link in the description down below. That's all we got. Frankie Candles out.